The Young and the Restless Mondays update February the 10th of February 2020. Kyle will confess that he ignored that little voice inside, which kept telling him something was off. No matter how much he tried and no matter how many women he was with, he just couldn't get Summer out of his system. Kyle will suggest that he was drawn to Lola as a challenge, but Summer was always there in the back of his mind. After Lola's accident, everything changed, and yet nothing had. Kyle will get choked up over his explanation, but Jack will think it's a very human situation. He won't think Kyle should rush into anything now, but this advice is clearly coming a bit too late. Kyle will acknowledge the pain he caused for Lola and even Summer. He'll just want to move forward without doing any more damage. At Sharon Newman's house, Ray Rosales and Mariah Copeland will be there as she prepares for her first chemo treatment. Mariah will promise to be by Sharon's side and help her pass the time. Afterward, Sharon will be upset over Ray's decision to step back at work. They'll argue about it at the hospital, but Ray will insist that he wants to support her. Sharon will complain since she wants to keep things as normal as possible, but Ray will stand his ground on his devotion. Once the nurse explains and offers to answer questions, Sharon will encourage Ray to leave. He'll end up at Society, where a crying Lola will hug her big brother and reveal her split from Kyle. Ray will rant about knowing Kyle was trouble and letting Kyle convince him otherwise. However, Lola will defend Kyle, who truly wanted their marriage to work. There was just so much history with Summer. Later, Theo will show up and insist Lola deserves better. He'll contend that at least Kyle waited until Lola threw him out, not long, but he waited. Theo will suggest it was so Kyle could tell himself that he didn't cheat with Summer. Lola will get agitated and snap that of course Kyle was with Summer. He wanted Summer all along and just wouldn't admit it. Suddenly, Lola will hurl Theo against the freezer and start planting steamy kisses. Lola will think they should get out of there and not think about work or anything else. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Theo will pump the brakes instead. He'll insist that he knows Lola would have regrets, and she'll admit he's right. Once Lola exits, Theo will knock his head against the freezer in frustration. Back at the hospital, Mariah will joke with Sharon about a quiz and her mom's TMI answer. She'll think they should find another quiz that's a little more G-rated. Despite Mariah's best efforts to distract her, Sharon will still seem unnerved as she looks at the chemo pump. At Crimson Lights later, Sharon will gripe about all the hovering Ray and Mariah are doing. She'll reassure them that she's feeling all right, although all of this is still pretty terrifying. Sharon will acknowledge the long road ahead and be thankful for her support system. Kyle Abbott and Summer Newman will be Mia at Abbott. After Jack Abbott and Theo Vanderway mull over their absence, Theo will admit he decided to take Jack's recent advice. In Kyle's hotel suite, he'll wake up in bed with Summer. Kyle will confess that he shouldn't feel this happy and will assure Summer this wasn't a mistake. Summer will admit she worried Kyle would wake up feeling guilty, which definitely would have ruined things. She'll be content with their current situation and will add that they can figure out the rest later. Summer will finally show up at Abbott, where she'll speak with Theo about an influencer. Kyle will be right behind Summer, and Theo will note that he looks like he didn't sleep well. Y&R spoilers say Kyle will want Theo to mind his own business and drop whatever game he's playing. Next, Theo will speak with Summer again and acknowledge the obvious. He'll think it's easy to see that Kyle and Summer spent the night together. Theo will point out that he respected Lola by giving her space, but Summer will snap about Lola being too good for him. Of course, Theo won't think Summer's in any position to be protecting Lola's heart.